Hello DB Besties, we are getting in the Christmas spirit today because today we are talking about 5 best-selling personalized Christmas gifts that you can make and sell in 2024. If you're new here, welcome to the Design Bundles YouTube channel. Welcome anyway, even if you're not new here, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing because we are back every week with all the crafty tutorials and we want to craft with you. Today we are talking all about Christmas gifts, specifically ones that you can create personalized items for, whether you're gonna just give them as gifts or sell them online. I love talking about this kind of thing because personalized Christmas gifts, wow, that's like a tongue twister. Personalized Christmas gifts are always all the rage. People love them, myself included, and they're great whether you want to give them as gifts to your friends or whether you want to sell them in a store, online, at a craft fair. Specifically today, we're talking about our top 5 Christmas gifts that you can create personalized versions of and sell, whether you have a Cricut or a Glowforge. So for all the items we're going to talk about today, I'm going to talk to you about how you can make it with your Cricut and what that could look like, and we'll show you some examples, or how you could make it with your Glowforge and what that could look like, and we'll show you some examples. But while we're talking about all these things, we're gonna make some Christmas stickers. So before we jump right in, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the materials I'm using today to make these stickers, and then we're gonna chit chat all about personalized Christmas gifts while we make a cute little Christmas themed sticker sheet to help us get in the mood for Christmas. Okay, so to make your stickers, you're going to want some good sticker paper. I personally like to use this label paper. It's by Betke, and I purchase it on Amazon in a huge pack. I think it's really durable and I love it. And then you're gonna want a laminating sheet as well. I like to use these Avery self-adhesive laminating sheets. They're the best. You're going to want a straight edge paper cutter. You're gonna need a printer, a Cricut machine, and then a squeegee. Most of the time when I talk about using a squeegee for a project, I say that it's optional, but I actually think it's kind of required to make stickers, and you will see why. Okay, so let's jump over to the computer and get our stickers ready to print. And while we do, let's talk about our first personalized Christmas gift that you can make and sell this year. The first Christmas gift I want to talk about that you can make and sell while I'm making my little sticker sheet here are Christmas ornaments. I love Christmas ornaments because everybody is always looking for new Christmas ornaments, and quite frankly, people buy them for a variety of reasons. People buy them for different niches that they really like, if they're adding a new member to the family, if they get married, so for big life events. But people also purchase them for travel. People purchase them when something significant happened that year that they want to commemorate. People purchase them just for different interests or as white elephant gifts. There's just a lot of different reasons why I feel like people buy them. And because of that, there's so many different things you could do with them. So I love that about Christmas ornaments. And I also think that they're just one of those kind of gifts that's never going to go out of style. Like, people are always going to kind of be looking for them, which I love. So I'm going to show you a few examples on the screen of Christmas ornaments that I feel like would be good to make. First, let's start with ones you can make with your Glowforge, because if you're going to make them with your Glowforge, I think you really just have a lot more variety at your disposal. You can make them with acrylic, you can make them with wood and paint them. You can do a combination of acrylic and vinyl. You can do a combination of wood and vinyl. You can do, you can engrave like a piece of wood if you wanted to, but I love the dimension that's available to you for doing it this way. And I just think it makes for a really fun project. I really particularly like this idea that people have had lately, and I'll show you an example here on the screen, of making an ornament that is useful and not just for decoration. So like, I love this particular one where they made it like a little Santa envelope, and then they set it up to personalize it with the child's name, and then the child can actually put their letter to Santa in the ornament, which I think that is so cute and honestly such a good idea. Okay, while that's printing, I also want to talk about just regular old vinyl ornaments, because if you just have a Cricut machine, I don't want you to think that ornaments are not an option for you. So I love ones like this where they've used ribbon and disco balls to make it really cute and fun, and then they've just done a quick personalization with a name on the front of the ornament to make it that extra special touch. Even if you're using vinyl to personalize your ornaments, it can still be really, really cool. And these ornaments don't have to be intricate or complicated. Sometimes the simple ones do just as well. The second personalized Christmas gift that you can make and sell that we're going to talk about while we do our laminating sheet is engraved cutting boards. So this is one that's kind of particularly if you have a Glowforge or if you have a laser cutter of some kind, because you're going to need it to engrave the wood. But I think people have had so many different ideas for these lately that really sets them apart and makes them really fun. Kind of the more traditional one I've seen that's been around for years is when you just put somebody's name on there or a little monogram or initials in the corner. You can see examples of those here. I love these, and I honestly think that even though they're simple, they still are really special, and they really stand the test of time in terms of people wanting to purchase them. Again, just kind of like with the Christmas ornaments when we were talking about using your Cricut and just doing vinyl. Don't feel like you have to make this super complicated. Sometimes we don't have to reinvent the wheel, and we really don't have to make it super crazy complicated. Sometimes simple is just good. So I love those kinds of engraved cutting board designs. But then also one that I find really special is when people take like a family recipe or a family just a family member's recipe for anything and engrave it directly on the cutting board in that person's handwriting. I think that's really special and really sweet. And I love that even though while that would take a long time for a laser cutter to cut it, it's kind of a set it and forget it project. So whether you're going to sell them or you're going to give it as a gift, I think that these are really cool because once you set up your cutting machine to start engraving the design, you kind of can walk away and let it do its thing and then come back and your project's done. So engraved cutting boards, that's number 2. The third personalized Christmas gift you can make or sell that I want to talk about is another one that you can do with Cricut or with Glowforge, and those are Christmas Eve boxes. I love these. I'm going to be totally honest. I didn't know we were doing these, and as a mom of toddlers, I'm glad to be now in the loop because I had no idea we were supposed to do these or these were a thing that people do, and I have not been doing them. So this might be my first year to do Christmas Eve boxes, but the general idea of a Christmas Eve box is that you create a box for your child on Christmas Eve that has maybe new pajamas, a movie to watch, a book to read, some cute socks, and it's a fun little Christmas Eve gift. And the box is special too because it's personalized perhaps with the year, their name, their age, something for you as a parent to kind of commemorate that year. So I love these. I'm showing you some ideas here up on the screen of what you could do with these or how you could make them look. But I really even love the simple ones where people take a crate and they put the name on it, either in vinyl or they engrave it with a laser cutting machine. But then you can also see people take these really complex where they might cut a name out of wood or acrylic and attach it to the front to create that dimensional look. So once again, this is kind of like Christmas ornaments where you can kind of run the full gambit with it. I mean, you can do vinyl on a box, you can do painting on a crate, you can do Glowforge acrylic or wood on any sort of box you find. And this is one where you could really get creative and kind of make it whatever you want. Okay, so we've laminated our sticker sheet. Let's go ahead and put it in the Cricut and let it cut. But while we do, let's talk about our fourth Christmas gift that you can personalize and make or sell online or give as a gift, and that is name puzzles. This is another one that really is best for Glowforge users or people that have a laser cutter, and that's because you're gonna need to use your laser cutter to cut out the actual name of the puzzle that you're doing it for. So you can see a bunch of examples here up on the screen. There's really not a ton of design variety with these. They kind of are what they are. Really, the main idea is you're using your Glowforge to cut out the child's name, and then you are making a puzzle out of it. I like these ones where they're doing a design in the background, so there's something for the child to kind of uncover as they're doing it. But I just think these are really fun, really cute, and they're very straightforward, so you can really just create a lot of these back to back. We are almost done with our stickers here, and that's good because we are on our fifth personalized Christmas gift item that you can make and either sell or give as a gift. And it's my personal favorite, and that is stocking tags. I love the applique stockings. I love the little quilted stockings. And I think stocking tags are just kind of like a more modern version of that. And just like with some of the other things we've talked about today, there are so many different varieties of these you can do. There's so many different methods for creating them, and they're suitable for Cricut and Glowforge. So first I want to talk about some Cricut ones of these that you can do, because I think honestly they are just as cool as the Glowforge ones, and there's really just as much variety with them. But I've seen people just do simple names on existing acrylic blanks. I've seen people do them on leather blanks. I've seen people do these on wood blanks, and you can really do a lot with them. I think that they don't have to be complicated, much like some of the other things that we've talked about today. There's not a need to overcomplicate it, and they can be really classy and cute without having all the detail. But if you do have a Glowforge or any other laser cutting machine, look at these awesome stocking tag options that I found. I think that these are really cute. You can do a lot of layering with acrylic, a lot of layering with wood, and make some really cool stocking tags. And if you can find some cool acrylic blanks that you really like, or if you do have a laser cutter and you can make whatever kind of acrylic blank you want, the options for shape and the options for style are really endless for these. And you could honestly have a whole shop of just stocking tags, and that would be really cute. So I love a good stocking tag. I even in my research saw that people are taking leather blanks and engraving them with their Glowforge for stocking tags. I think that's just a really classy contemporary look, really clean, minimalist, and I think it makes for a really cool effect. Okay, GB besties, we have made some Christmas stickers and gotten in the Christmas spirit, and in the process, we've talked about 5 different personalized Christmas gifts that you can make and either sell online or give as gifts. And happy crafting!